Hey guys, how's it going? Merry Christmas. I'm pretty sure you're watching this video obviously after Christmas. So I hope everybody got to be able to spend time with friends and family. And if you weren't, because of obvious reasons, because of the times that we live in right now, it's okay. I still wish that you had a good Christmas. So thank you for tuning in. I want to share with you guys a story that happened about 6, 7 months ago. Today is December 26th, so you can get a reference point to when this happened. So 6 months ago, my wife and I really began to try to find a medical professional that focuses mainly on transverse myelitis to help me out. From that point on, I really only had doctors who are professional with neurology and physical therapy and general doctors, but they never really have had a patient who suffered with transverse myelitis. So it was very difficult for them to be able to help me out with my issues, the pains, the way my body was responding. They pretty much had to learn on the go, as well as how I was learning. And as much as respect as that I have for those medical doctors, it's frustrating. It's frustrating to be able to talk to professionals and they are unsure or unaware or don't have the experience of working with a patient who battles through transverse myelitis. So that really started to take a toll in my life and the life of my family. And my wife and I thought it was time to start seeking for more. It was a whole long process that went alongside that seeking, but we finally found somebody, and I had the opportunity to meet them. I finally had that appointment with them, and it was a virtual appointment. And that first appointment was just a meet and greet and first assessment. He asked some very good questions about what I go through from day to day. The questions that he asked actually built a confidence in him that he knows what he's talking about. So this doctor for sure has had experience working with transverse myelitis patients, mainly muscular scoliosis. There's a big parallel between the two, so that's why he manages both. But these questions that he asked were so good. They really made me think, because I felt like I did a really good job trying to prepare for this appointment with him and be able to explain to him to the best of my knowledge and my abilities on what I feel. So the appointment went well. Like I mentioned, he asked some really good questions, some good thinkers, and we learned two things. I learned two things, not sure what he learned, but I feel like he learned two things. The first one was he is absolutely stunned and amazed of me as an individual. Now, I'm not trying to brag in any way, shape, or form, but it felt good. It felt really good talking to him and seeing his expression when I told him that I did 2 Spartan races, that I continue to play basketball, that I power lift, that I do CrossFit exercises, that I go to the gym every so often, because the information that he gave me was kind of disheartening for others and encouraging for myself. I mean no disrespect to anybody who might have muscular scoliosis or transverse myelitis and you're watching this video, but what he shared with me was that majority, in a high majority amount of his patients, that the pain for them is so excruciating. The nerve pain, the lack of muscle mobility, the frustration, the limitations that our bodies have with transverse myelitis, they choose not to push through. They choose not to push through the pain, not to push through the agony, because it's just too much. And I can relate, because it is painful. It is very uncomfortable. It is very discouraging that you want your body to do something, but I guess I'm cut from a different cloth, because he's never have heard of anyone or met anybody who pushes through that pain. as much as I do, because I do push through that pain. I push through that uncomfortableness. I push through the nerve pain, the muscle spasms, the twitching, the stiff muscles, the mobility deficiencies. I have it all. When you see my videos of me working out, like, you don't really get to truly see the effort that I have to do, that I have to push through to achieve those movements, to lift that weight, to move that weight, to do those exercises. For someone with transverse myelitis, that's just not something natural. It's just not something normal, and that's something that he shared with me, that he is marveled and amazed of my determination and my willpower. It was flattering, you know, who wouldn't be flattered? But that led him to his next point that we learned, and that is that this level of discomfort and pain that I'm feeling, particularly myself, is not relatable to what his other transverse myelitis patients are feeling, because they're feeling the pains of their body giving out and their body deteriorating, or them not pushing through, and I'm feeling the pains of forcing my body to recover, of forcing my body to not give up, forcing my body to heal itself, per se. Not that it's effective, but I am putting my body through a different strain than somebody who's not pushing. So because of that, there isn't anything that he is aware of that can help me. That can help me with my nerve pain, that can help me with my muscle pain, with my twitching, the stiffness, the discomfort. And that was a double-edged sword, you know. First point was a huge compliment. A compliment to my determination, my willpower. But the other one hurt, because this professional doesn't know how to help me, being that I am a rare individual for him. I felt rare enough that I have transverse myelitis, and now I'm, I guess, a little more rare that I'm a patient with transverse myelitis that pushes through that pain. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. I haven't met anyone else yet, right? And I've only met a very, very small amount of people who have transverse myelitis, and they're not locally for me to be able to have conversations with them. And I can't wait till I meet some other people, and that's kind of something I hope for, to be able to talk to somebody who understands truly what it feels like to go for a walk, to sit down, to rest, because even rest hurts. So to conclude, you know, my conversation with him was that although this doctor, like I mentioned, was amazed and stumped at the same time, he's choosing to push his intelligence and is going to reach out to other medical professionals that he's worked with in the past, who other doctors that he knows that deals with transverse myelitis, and see if anyone else might know what can help me. So in the meantime, until that help arrives, he for sure had me do a bunch of blood work, more blood work that I've ever done in one sitting. Ran other tests on my body to just try to understand what really is happening with my body, what transverse myelitis is doing to me, particularly because although other individuals might have transverse myelitis, everybody has a different degree of that transverse myelitis. You know, some people, I guess, lose mobility in their arms and not their legs, some just one leg, so whatever, you know. So that's kind of how I ended out. And of course, being the type of person that I am, if you know me, you know this to be true. If not, well, keep watching videos. I'm going to choose to look at the brighter side and feel privileged that I am that rare individual who has transverse myelitis and is showing miraculous results. And although the answer may not come on what can and can't help me, I'm going to choose to live grateful and to be happy and to enjoy what I can accomplish and not dwell on what I can't, because I can do that all day long. I can for sure dwell on what I cannot accomplish, and I can spend hours talking about that, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to let that grow into my heart, and because bitterness is nasty, and that's not a life that I want to live. I may not be able to choose what I want to do with my body and how I want my body to recover, but I can choose on what I do with what gets thrown at me, and I'm going to choose to have faith, and I'm going to choose to be a positive individual and hopefully a positive role model for anybody who cares to look. So that's the story I wanted to share with you guys of my latest encounters with the medical profession team, and I guess I continue to amaze, and the good work that God has done in my life continues to glorify Him and amaze these medical professionals, because ultimately I don't care who you are or who you are not. My God has the last word in my life and everybody's life, and I am enjoying. A lot of people are seeing that. It doesn't matter what the study books say, what science says, what my body is or is not supposed to be doing, because apparently it's not supposed to be doing everything it's doing right now. We're not going through that script. So I hope the story was encouraging. Like I mentioned, it's a double-edged sword. It hurts. I'm hurting in the inside, but my heart is joyful. My spirit is rejoicing. Well, stay tuned for more, because there will be more. You guys have a good one. God bless you.